Top terror mastermind Hafiz Saeed has given a clean chit to 2611 co-conspirator Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi. In fact, Saeed, chief of banned Jama'at-ud-Da'wah, had claimed that Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi is innocent, adding that India was falsely trying to implicate him in the 2611 terror attack case. According to Saeed, India has no evidence against Lakhvi and has approached the United Nations and the US in desperation. The comment came after India took up the release of Lakhvi with the UN. Lakhvi was granted bail by a Pakistani court and released last month. A United Nations Security Council committee has assured India that it will take up the issue of Lakhvi in its next meeting. Saeed's comments have generated strong reactions in India.
This is absolute nonsense. Lakhvi, as you are aware, was arrested from a terrorist camp in Muzaffarabad. Leave the evidences which India has produced alone. The Americans have produced a number of evidences, videotapes, email documents to prove the involvement of Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi. The United Nations Security Council has branded him as a terrorist, and UNSC doesn't brand people terrorists based on somebody's verbal sort of a message or instructions. The point that we need to remember, he is a terrorist and he must be brought to book. Unfortunately, the ISI Pakistan combined will not let that happen, irrespective of what the international pressure or India's effort in this matter be.
What Hafiz Saeed or somebody says does not actually have an effect on the government of India's policy, which has been consistent as far as terrorism is concerned, as far as separatism is concerned. And therefore, I don't think we should very seriously react or very seriously ponder about what somebody says about such issues, because there is an absolute clarity, conviction and consistency in our approach towards all these issues related to terrorism.
Hamza Mir is now joining us with more details from Pakistan, and Gaurav Sawant is joining us from the newsroom. Hamza, first to you. Ever since the UNSC has promised India that it will take up the matter of release of Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi in its next meeting, has there been any response from Pakistan over it?
Pakistan has actually not responded, only for the fact that Pakistan government has maintained that the court in Pakistan will decide the fate of Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi and also now the Mumbai terror attack case, because Pakistani courts have given a 2 months deadline to wrap up the case and finish it off. And as we've seen in the past, Hafiz Saeed went through the same channel to get a clean chit and be declared a free man in Pakistan. He roams around free in Pakistan. He might be a declared terrorist or a prime mastermind behind the Mumbai terror attack case. And now Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi is on the same course. He's actually on bail right now. He's not in jail. He's roaming around free. And even when he was released from jail, he was actually taken out under the escort of guards provided by the Jama'at-ud-Da'wah themselves. That we have seen those people who were with him, behind him, actually in rallies of Jama'at-ud-Da'wah openly in Pakistan. So I think Pakistan, while it maintains that the court are the ones who are going to decide the case, and it actually neutralizes position, I think going forward the case of Mumbai terror attack and against Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi or Hafiz Saeed is going nowhere. In 2 months time you might actually find out that even Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi has been released as declared as a free man because of lack of evidence, as the courts is pertaining and resisting right now.
That's the fear India has, and because of which it has been pressing this case internationally as well. Gaurav, I want to come to you now. Is what Hafiz Saeed saying also betraying a sense perhaps of unease ever since the United Nations has promised to take up the matter of the release of Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi?
Pakistan is clearly becoming a theatre of the absurd. It's not so much Hafiz Saeed's statement, but lack of action by the Pakistani state that is a cause of major concern.
That's right.
Pakistan has deliberately filed a very weak case against Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi. They're not prosecuting him in the right earnest. The evidence is admissible in any court anywhere in the world except in Pakistan, where even Pakistani diplomats claim that it is nothing but literature. Now, look at the kind of evidence that is there. It is not just what Ajmal Amir Kasab or Abu Jindal said. It's also the tapes that he was present in the Karachi control room. But Pakistan, since 2009, when they charged him in this case, they haven't produced voice samples. If they do that, it will become clear as day that he was the man who was directing the terror attack in Mumbai. So it is Pakistan's lack of will, and unfortunately, India hasn't done enough to ensure Pakistan takes action. While India may go to the UN and ask the UN to find out who paid money for his bail and then talk about terror funding, what action has India taken independently to ensure that Pakistan takes action in this regime, which is seen as someone that is very insistent on action? Has India unilaterally imposed sanctions on Pakistan? Has India done anything? And that is what the strategic community says. Unless India takes unilateral steps to ensure that Pakistan goes after terrorists, India cannot expect others to do the same. What Pakistan is doing is, as Hamza Amir rightly pointed out, they did that with Hafiz Saeed in the past, they're doing it with Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi now, and they'll continue to do it with other terrorists in future, because they're a part of the Pakistani strategic state, and there's a larger game when it comes to India.
And this will continue to happen unless India puts adequate pressure on Pakistan. Hamza, one more question to you. Does the Pakistan government have any strategy at all? Now, you were saying that perhaps they want Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi to go scot-free, but on the face of it, are they showing that they have some strategy of putting him behind bars again?
Well, no. In fact, Pakistan government has actually done what was basically going against him as a backlash. See, Nawaz Sharif government already is in a political turmoil going on, in Pakistan domestically. And at the same time, they cannot afford to actually have a backlash coming on from any side from Pakistan, especially when it's related to India and especially when it's related to the Mumbai terror attack case. That is why they always stay behind the bush, saying that, we're no one's to actually deal with this case. Only thing we're concerned about is that Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi might come out and the hate speeches might start again. It might be a security threat. That is why he should be in detention. That is the only contention the Pakistan government has taken. Okay. Other than that, they have done nothing as far as showing the intent to actually put him behind bars and actually convict him and punish him for being the prime suspect. They always say that it is the courts that will decide, and then in Pakistani courts, after 2 months of time, as they say that there's lack of evidence and there's no forward movement into the case, after 2 months you might see they also might be out of the books in Pakistan. That means that you might not be able to get a hold of Hafiz Saeed, nor you will be able to get a hold of Zaki ur-Rehman Lakhvi. They will be both declared free men, and that is where India has lacked. Diplomatic channels have not worked actively when it comes to pressurizing Pakistan. United Nations platform have never been a very influential one when it comes to any issue related to India or Pakistan or anywhere in the world. So I don't think that would matter too much.
Cause of huge concern there for India, and the only way is that India puts adequate pressure on its neighbor. Many thanks, Hamza, for getting us those details.